Quality Assurance Cell of Centenary College, Faridabad, in association with the Research Cell and White Code Technology Partner. This workshop aims to provide valuable insights into documentation practices and the proposed new National Assessment and Accreditation Council framework guidelines on binary system, helping institutions enhance their accreditation preparedness. May I request our officiating principal, Dr. Narendra Kumar, to kindly take over and extend a formal verbal welcome to the resource person.
Thank you so much. Ji ma'am, Imrana ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yeah, audible.
Audible? Okay, right.
Yes,
Thank you so much, Dr. Imrana and team. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. आज जो 3-day वर्कशॉप हमने NAAC के ऊपर ऑर्गेनाइज की है, इसमें सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स का और दूसरे कॉलेज से जुड़े हुए सभी का, और आज के हमारे रिसोर्स पर्सन पीयूष पाड़े जी, प्रेसिडेंट IQAC क्लस्टर, मैं आप सभी का DAV मैनेजमेंट कमेटी न्यू दिल्ली की तरफ से और DAV परिवार की तरफ से इस 3-day वर्कशॉप में आपका हार्दिक अभिनंदन और हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं। मैं ये समझता हूं कि आज के डेट में जो NAAC की एक्रीडेशंस का जो प्रोसेस है और जितने भी कॉलेजों ने बाइनरी सिस्टम को अडॉप्ट किया है, उसकी डॉक्यूमेंटेशंस को लेके जो कंफ्यूज हैं वो ठीक ट्रैक से है ना, हम उसे है ना कवर नहीं कर पा रहे हैं। तो ये वर्कशॉप हम सभी के लिए एक अच्छा पाथ होगी और एक अच्छी गाइडेंस होगी, ऐसी मैं उम्मीद करता हूं हमारे सभी रिसोर्स पर्सन से कि वो हमें और हमारे जितने भी पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं उन्हें प्रॉपर बाइनरी सिस्टम के बारे में गाइड करेंगे। अगेन आप सभी का इस 3-day कॉन्फ्रेंस में, वर्कशॉप में, ट्रेनिंग में आप सबका हार्दिक अभिनंदन है और हार्दिक स्वागत है। थैंक यू सो मच डॉक्टर इमराना, डॉक्टर जितेंद्र डोल, मैडम ललिता दिंगड़ा, डॉक्टर बिंदु रॉय और सभी ऑर्गेनाइजिंग टीम का कि उन्होंने ये वर्कशॉप ट्रेनिंग, हैंड्स ऑन ट्रेनिंग जो ऑर्गेनाइज की है, ये हमारे सभी टीचरों के लिए बेनिफिशियल साबित होगी। थैंक यू सो मच आप सभी का।
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your words of wisdom with us. Today's session is a beautiful blend of physical presence and digital connectivity, where learning rises above boundaries. We are delighted to have teaching fraternity of DAV Centenary College present here in the IQAC hall, while our esteemed participants, Dr. Dipti Sharma and Dr. Kamaljeet Virdhi, assistant professors from DAV College Karnal, have joined us online. Our worthy non-teaching staff members of DAV College Faridabad are also joining us online. Therefore, bringing together both teaching and non-teaching staff members reflects our commitment to inclusive learning and continuous professional development. A warm welcome to all of you. We are honored to have your presence and participation with us today. Our sincere thanks to the officiating principal, Dr. Narendra Kumar, for their visionary leadership and generous support for laying down the foundation of this significant workshop. Our sincere thanks to the DAV College Managing Committee for their kind approval and generous support in providing for the funding. Gratitude to our conveners and organizing team members for their dedicated efforts in making this program possible. We are truly privileged to have with us today our esteemed resource person, Mr. Piyush Pahade, a distinguished academician and an expert in quality assurance in higher education. Mr. Pahade holds an MSc and MPhil in zoology from the University of Pune, along with a diploma in HR analytics from Amity University, New Delhi. With a rich academic journey, he served as a lecturer at Ferguson College from 1989 to 1993 and has been associated with H.V. Desai College since 1993 as an associate professor and head of the Department of Zoology, contributing over 3 decades of dedicated service. He is currently the president of the IQSE cluster and a renowned trainer for HRDC, RUSA Maharashtra, and UGC, having trained more than 30,000 professionals in areas like NAAC, IQAC, AQAR, and NEP. His contributions extend to being an auditor for academic and administrative audits and gender audits. And he has designed and conducted courses in documentation, policy writing, and outcome based education. An accomplished scholar, he has authored 10 books and published 6 international research papers, besides chairing several national conferences. He has also contributed significantly in academic governance as a member of the Board of Studies at Sophia College, Mumbai, and as a member of the Syllabus Restructuring Committee of Savitribai Phule, Pune University. In addition, he has held important administrative roles, including IQAC coordinator, and has served as vice principal and in charge principal during his tenure. His association as an external peer in IQACs across India further highlights his vast experience and expertise. We are indeed fortunate to learn from such a knowledgeable and inspiring personality. It's my privilege to extend on behalf of the principal, the DAV College Managing Committee, the conveners, the organizing team members, and the whole of the DAV fraternity a heartfelt welcome to our esteemed resource person who is joining us online. Sir, your presence, even in the virtual mode, brings great value to this workshop. We look forward to gaining insights from your vast experience and expertise. So today's session focuses on the foundations of the new NAAC framework, including the binary accreditation system and maturity model, along with key input attributes, curriculum, faculty, infrastructure, and financial management. To ensure the smooth conduct of this hybrid session, I request all the participants present in the hall to kindly keep their mobile phones on silent mode. For our online participants, I request to keep your microphones muted unless invited to speak. And feel free to use the chat box or raise your hand for queries and interaction. Your queries will be taken up at an appropriate time without interrupting the flow of the session. And with this, I invite our esteemed resource person, Mr. Piyush Pahade, to take over the session and enlighten us with his valuable insights. Thank you, and I wish you all a very productive learning experience. Thank you so much. Over to Mr. Piyush Pahade.
Thank you so much. Respected Principal Sir, Dr. Narendra Kumar ji, IQAC Coordinator, Dr. Jitendra Dule ji, Dr. Lalita Dingra, Dr. Bindu Roy, all organizing secretaries, Dr. Imrana Madam, Dr. Deepti Sharma Madam from Karnal, and other participants whom I have noticed and whom I haven't noticed. But let us start with this session. Before I start with the presentation, what we need to understand, what is the big thing that we need to understand first? Very often people say, oh, there were 7 criteria, now there are 10 criteria. This is a big difference. No, this is not the big difference. The big difference is that NAAC was a private body working under UGC. Accreditation was not compulsory. What has changed is the new accrediting system is a government body and accreditation is mandatory. Now, what does this mean? This means that previously, for example, a college may go for NAAC, a college may not go for NAAC. A college may go for NAAC and get a grade called B, then it may get a grade called A, then it may get a grade called B plus. It was absolutely okay. The big thing was we are accredited. This will not be allowed now. Primarily because NAAC did not have the authority to say anything to the institution. It could go to the college because the college has invited you. Every time when people used to talk about NAAC, they used to say, because you have invited, so I'm coming. Otherwise I'm not coming. Now the entire business is government business. So whether you like it, you don't like it, you have to go for the process. This is a big change that has come in. This is one first big change that has come. So it is not now it's mandatory. It is not optional that you can go for NAAC. As we go into details, we'll understand. This is the first big thing that you have to. Henceforth, accreditation is mandatory, not optional. You will find in North, especially in the North, in Maharashtra, this is not the case, or in Karnataka, it is lesser the case. In North, you will find there are so many colleges who never went for accreditation. They are 50 years old. They are 80 went for it. It made no difference to them. Now it will make a difference. This is the big change that is coming. Second part, we will look into the process. Second part, the big change is NAAC never checked the previous documents. NAAC checked what you submitted. Now, accreditation, I'm not saying NAAC, I am saying the accrediting agency will check what has already been submitted. You have submitted data to AISHE. You have submitted data to the concerned government. You have submitted data to the university. You may have submitted data to NIRF. You may have submitted data to multiple other agencies. That data is with the government. When you go for NAAC, that data will automatically resurface and go, and the accrediting system will be able to see what you have submitted. It will be cross matched, and this is where the problem begins, because what we have submitted we may forget, and what now we are going to submit as previous data may have big changes in it. And if this change is a big change, there would be a flag that would get raised out and it would affect our credibility. This is the big change that we need to understand. People keep on saying there were 10 criteria, there were 7 criteria, now there are 10 attributes, then these questions have come new, these were not there. This is not big. Something of that sort was already there. Let me tell you, we have mentored and helped hundreds of institutions. There used to be one question that colleges used to ask, sir, we have submitted something in AQR, and now what we are able to see that we had not done, or something that was not there, and now we are giving it. Will it be counted? No, it wouldn't be counted. NAAC did not have the mechanism to check AQRs. NAAC only had a mechanism whether you have submitted it or not submitted. So all the AQRs that you have done, whether they were done properly or they were not done properly, made no difference. You had submitted AQR, what used to be the query? You have either you write down as a 0 or a nil. There was no mechanism to check it. There was a crude AI mechanism, whether you have submitted a Excel sheet or not. So now here you are able to see all this will go. And this is the big change. So the big change is not about the criterias or the attributes. The big change is about how the content is going to be checked. The big change is going to be how the assessment is going to take place. The big change is the way assessment is going to take place was never there before. We will be looking into greater, no doubt about it. But this is the big change, and that is something that we are not tuned to. For a fake data that you are going to submit, it can cost the institution to the extent of 25 to 50 lakhs. For a improper data that you are submitting, it could cost the institution the closure of the institution, which was never there. This makes the new assessment more serious. There is one more part that I need to make a mention. This will be repeated. If you are into the process, you have to keep on rising. You cannot say last time I had got A grade, now I got B grade, this is okay. No, this is not okay. Government will not accept it. There is no grading, but I'm just trying to give you an idea. So this is a big change that is coming up. Everything is in the hands of the government now. And keeping this in mind, if we try to understand the first part of the presentation, we will be able to understand how we are to go ahead with it. Documentation for all Indian colleges and universities was always a problem. And it is only documentation that is going to talk. Nothing else will speak. You don't have a chance. 90% of the institutions in India will not have a chance to talk to them. It's going to be an online process. 95% of institutions will not be visited because it's going to be an online process. But if we are not serious about documentation, it is going to cost the institution. If it is costing the institution today, perhaps it will cost the job also more. So it's reaching individually now to us, and therefore please pay attention to what I say. Please feel free to ask your questions. Ask me 1,000 questions. I will love to answer each and every question. Now with this, we start with the presentation. Please turn on the sharing. I will need that. Okay, fine. I think so. Yeah, it can. Can you see my presentation now? Is the presentation visible? Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. I am Piyush Pahade, and these are my details. Please keep these details with you. I am available on WhatsApp. If I am not busy, you will be answered immediately. If I am busy, you will be answered the same day. This is my website. This is my institution called IQC Cluster. In 1 minute, what is it that we do? I'd like to share. We were IQC coordinators, or some of them are still IQC coordinators. We started this movement in 2017 when then the new NAAC had come. Then we came up with formation of clusters of colleges in Maharashtra, Karnataka, and in New Delhi also. It was a small group. And we had linked up 350 colleges together through an MOU. We were not an organization then. Now we are a trust. And we are trying to see to it that colleges are able to share whatever they can share so that their MOUs remain alive. And colleges had shared, a variety of colleges within the state, outside the state, had shared resources, teachers, teaching pedagogies, and whatnot, infrastructure, research, etc. So we had formed clusters, and therefore the name that came out was IQAC Cluster. This is the name of our organization. This is my website. Now this entire report, or this entire that is to come, is based on a committee called as the overarching committee, which submitted its report in November 2023, and this committee was headed by Dr. K. Radhakrishnan committee, and therefore this committee is also called as the K. Radhakrishnan committee report. Now, what does this committee say, or what does this new mechanism say? This new mechanism makes a mention of either you can go for two kinds of accreditations. The new mechanism says you are free to choose two accreditations. You can either go for a binary accreditation, or you can go for an accreditation which is called as MBGL. We'll look into that also. Now, what is binary accreditation? For all those colleges who have never been for an accreditation, they will feel scared about it. So come into the process. Therefore, this committee thought that there should be some minimum parameters, and therefore, even if they get something like, if it's an affiliated college, even if they get 40% of marks, that is more than sufficient. जैसे हमारे बच्चों का 40% पासिंग होता है, वैसे 40% कॉलेज को मार्क मिल गए, they are accredited. So either they are accredited or they are not accredited. This process is called as binary accreditation. There is no grade, there is no mad race, there is no ego. Don't be scared of it. Minimum, whether you have a good infrastructure, whether you have an acceptable, good, not good, you have an acceptable infrastructure, you have teachers, you have students, you have something that you need, you can get 40% of marks, you are accredited. There are so many universities in India who have not gone for this process. For them, 55% of marks. 50% of marks is the minimum score. If it's an autonomous college, 40% of mark कमा लिए तो बहुत हो गया बेटा. और कुछ नहीं affiliated college होंगे, 40% भी mark मिल गए तो 55% of parameters में उन्होंने पास होना चाहिए यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए. 50 पैरामीटर्स उन्होंने क्लियर करने चाहिए ऑटोनोमस कॉलेज के लिए. एफिलिएटेड के लिए तो सिर्फ 40 ही पैरामीटर्स क्रॉस कर लो. दैट इज मोर देन सफिशिएंट. दिस इज द लॉजिक दैट कम्स विद the basic accreditation called as binary accreditation. So you are either accredited or you are not. That is all about binary accreditation. What is the second kind of accreditation? The second kind of accreditation is called as match accreditation, or it is also called as maturity based graded level accreditation, MBGL. What does this mean? In simple words, it is, I will teach you up to 5th standard, or this is the syllabus up to 5th standard. You study up to 5th standard, and then you decide whether you want for 1st standard, you want to sit for 2nd standard, for 3rd standard, 4th standard, or for 5th standard. ये मेरा सिलेबस है, आप सिलेबस पढ़ लो. सिलेबस आप तय करो, आपको 1st स्टैंडर्ड को जाना है, 2nd को जाना है, 3rd को जाना है, 4th को जाना है, 5th को जाना है. If you decide you are going for 1st standard, you will get the paper of 1st standard. You will be assessed as per 1st standard. The paper is the same. You will be assessed as per the 1st standard. If you say I want to go for 5th standard, you will be assessed the way a 5th standard student would be assessed. I would say the most difficult level that will get assessed. So here you are to decide what level you want to go. First, you are to decide whether you want to go for binary or you want to go for a higher level. If you have gone for binary, then these levels are not there. Then you are only accredited. If you go for second kind of accreditation, you have 5 options. You decide which level you want to go. The higher the level you choose, the better the advantages are. So your advantages are going to be decided by the level at which you are. This is rule number 1. Level 1 is minimum regulatory standards. Level 2 is a little development. Maybe teaching learning processes are being checked out. Some other parameters will be checked out. But then level 2 in teaching learning processes. Level 3 goes with structured systems. Level 4 goes with a high performing and with innovation and with research. Level 5 would go with balance in all areas. So This is the second kind of accreditation that comes into picture. Now, slow many questions will start arising. We'll try to answer these questions. Some of the parameters here could be size of the institution, various outcome-based metrics, academic data, research data, innovation, quality assurance in documentation, graded autonomy, fundings, and then global excellence. That is how you are able to see. So you find a variety of levels over here. You are free to choose a level. So just these are some slides that have been graduate employment. Now keep in mind, this entire accreditation system, maturity based accreditation system, is going to be based on outcomes. Rule number one and number one only. It is all on outcomes. If you say graduate employee, how many students have come in, how many students have passed out, how many students have got, how many skill certifications have in place, how many students have gone for higher studies, how many have gone for entrepreneurship. If you talk about research, how many research papers, good research journals, how many patents, how many publications, how many chapters are written, how many books are written. If you talk about social contribution, how well are you contributing? Are you thinking about a global level? SDGs, that is, we are talking about the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Are you able to align all your social contributions and your work with the SDGs? That is going to play a very important role. So it would mean that when you're talking about some particular parameter, are you able to say this goes with SDG number 17, this goes with SDG number 4, this goes with so and so? Are you able to link it up? That is going to play an important role. These are just one additional parameter. These are multiple. I am just highlighting out some more things over here. These are the development social UN goals that you must have seen. No poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, etc., etc., etc. So how are you linking up yourself with the nation? How best are you linking up yourself with the world? And what kind of experiences are you giving to your students is what is going to count out over here. Then we come to something very important aspect, and that happens to be how is your proof? What kind of proofs are you going to give? Your proofs are going to be assessed digitally. This process is going to be called as the DigiNAAC process. All your data is going to be submitted in a digital format. And then, if your data is going to be submitted in a digital format, how are you going to prove your data, for which comes verifiable metrics? You have to prove that your data is a genuine one. So the proof would naturally come through a third party in most of the cases. Forget when it's a completely in-house data, but otherwise. So verifiable metrics, when you're talking about a verifiable metric, graduate outcome, COPO mapping, that would count. Verifiable metric, a patent, verifiable metric, a research paper which is published in a reputed journal, Scopus listed journal. That journal, it getting published over there, it verifies the document. So you're able to put it on the link over there. Placements. Now, how are they going to verify this? In a short while, we are going to look into it. Where you have placed, what kind of proofs are you giving, and how are they going to verify it? That's going to play a very important role. If you are going for level 4 and 5, it means that challenging yourself. Unless you are so good, you cannot go for these levels. If you achieve level 4, it would mean that you get more autonomy, you get higher funding, you get global recognitions. Government will be very happy to give you a lot of things, whether you are a government organization or you are not a government organization. You may say, oh, we are a private university, we are a private college, but then in that case, this is the objective and this is the research proposal worth 2 crores. Government will say, de diya, chalo, le lo, if you're going to achieve it out. So there are bigger advantages for level 4 and level 5 organizations. Now we'll look into what are the uniqueness and advantages, and we'll now try to understand what is the big difference that is coming up over here. Number one, you can go for binary, as I made a mention, or you can go for MBGL. There are minimum benchmarks for binary. For maturity levels, there are multiple levels. Something very important. There is a continuous evaluation of your data that would go on every year. And the biggest change that is coming is accreditation is every 3 years and not every 5 years. मतलब क्या है, NAAC हो गया, अभी 2 साल पहले आराम करो, फिर 3 साल काम करेंगे, नो. When you go for NAAC, इसका मतलब है पहले के 3 साल लिए जा रहे, you are already into the next cycle and the first year is going on. So accreditation is going to be a continuous process. Every 3 years you have to go for NAAC. You have to go for accreditation. I will not say NAAC because that name is also going to change. Every 3 years you have an accreditation. That's not all. We go ahead. There are 2 big things that we need to understand. The first thing is crowdsourcing and the second thing is credibility scoring. And what are these? Previously, NAAC report used to go on to NAAC. They would check it. That used to be a manual check majoritarily. And then that report used to be sent to 3 people who would then come and visit you. Now, the minute your report goes, it will be broken down into 100 pieces. And these 100 pieces will be given to 100 people. For example, I am a sports person. I was a sports player or I was a sports coach. These 3 questions that relate to sports will go to him. 5 questions that relate to academics will go to some vice chancellor, to some good academician. Your research related issues will go to some other researcher. The entire report will be broken down into 50, 80, 100 pieces and it will be sent to 100 people. So your data has gone to the crowd. Number one, your data is being checked by the technology. What technology? I'm coming to it in a minute. But that data is also going to 100 people. So 2 questions are being checked by someone. Maybe 2 people, 3 people are checking the same questions. And in 15 days, they are going to reply back. So 100 people are going to check your report in 15 days. And they are going to give their views on it. If those views are not up to the mark, they will be removed from the system. The technology is already checking it out. Besides it, 100 people are checking. That is going to be crowdsourcing. Kindly don't take the word 100 actually. It would mean a large number of assessors checking the report. This is point number 1, which was not there previously. Point number 2, something called as credibility scoring. NAAC never returned your data. It used to say, this is not good quality data. Please give us more clarifications. Now they say, your credibility is scaring. How good is your data? Just as we have a thumbprint, In the same way, whether you are credible or not credible, if your data is not credible, you are out of the system. Come back next year. That starts at 0.5. That would mean that maximum score is 1. 50% of data at least should be good data. If it is lesser than 50%, you are out of the system. It means that you have to have a good data. You need to have such kind of data. What you are furnishing, all your data needs to be up to the mark. Now, what is the difference between data and records? Data is, see, there are three things that NAAC used to do. The first one is information. For example, I make a mention that my college has 2,000 students. The minute I say my college has 2,000 students, 2,000, how many students? 2,000. In 2018, 2,000, in 2019, 2025, in 2020, 2,500, in 2022, etc., etc. Now, this number 2,000 is information. The minute you say 2,000, then we used to come a Excel sheet. Which 2,000? So those who have gone for NAAC, they know it. Then you have to fill up the data of 2,000 students in Excel sheet, saying that these students are for BCom, these are for BA, these are from BSc, these are for computer science, these are for etc. FY, SY, TY, whatever, MSc part 1, 2, etc. So that used to be data, but that is not the proof. So 2000 needs to match with 2000 in the Excel sheet. Why in the Excel sheet? NAAC used to say give it in Excel sheet so that we can remove the duplicates. For example, there is a college called Poddar College in Mumbai, and they had gone for this particular process, and then there they said that the benchmark that they had kept for total number of students was more than 90%. In the 5th year, that was not 90%. They had something like more than 90% of students, but there were some names, 12 names, which had identical names. For example, I will say Ganesh Patil was a name. So they identified these 12 different students from different classes and said, these are repeats. The college had approached and said, sir, they are saying that the number is not reaching, so it's going to go below 90, and so the score of 4 is going to come to 3. So then I said that who are these students? So we tried to identify them. We got those 8, 10 students who are repeats. So then we told them, please check the middle name. Please see the mother's name. So though it is Ganesh Patil, which is a very common name, for example, over here, it was Ganesh Rajaram Patil. Somewhere it was Ganesh XYZ Patil. Father's name was different. Somewhere mother's name was also different. And those 10, 12 students who got counted, and the score shifted from 90 and went above 90. So they could get a complete score over there. So here you are able to see, I was talking about the information, data, and then the proofs. The proof would come with a signature and a stamp of the principal, the same list, and it being verified by the university. That college was an affiliated college. So the university has verified that yes, these are our students. Then that data becomes an official data. Then that data becomes a credible data. I was talking about credibility. That data has become a credible data because it has been authenticated by a third party called as the university. So credibility scoring plays a very important role. When your research paper has gone, when you say this is the link of that journal which is in Scopus, the link opens and that link is to be seen. That particular link opens and the original research paper is seen. the original journal is seen, then that becomes a credible data. So your credibility scoring is going to count out. If the scoring is not credible, your organization will not be treated as a good organization, and they will be told, since it is lesser than 0.5, you kindly go for this particular process again. If you do the same mistake again, they will say you are out of the system, and it can be very serious. It may lead to a heavy penalty. So credibility scoring and crowdsourcing are two big things that are coming into picture. What more? Digital NAAC. Now, what is this digital NAAC that I was talking some time ago? I made a mention of digital NAAC. The entire report of yours is going to go on a process called as the blockchain technology. When you will be putting up your report at that time, you are first going to fill up the data on a platform called as One Nation, One Data. I'll be showing you how it is going to look into. So first you have to fill up the data of every year on a platform called as One Nation, One Data, ONOD. If you go on ONOD today and you try to check out your college name, it is there. You're not able to access further because it has still not opened, but you can see your college name over there today. One Nation, One Data. So you have to fill up all the data of every year on One Nation, One Data first. So therefore, now henceforth, you will not have to fill up annual quality report AQR. All your data will be going on a government platform, ONOD. ONOD will be your first reference of data. Then you will be filling up your data for the accreditation system, that is NAAC. So here, what you have filled up every year is going to get cross-checked with what you have filled up now. Furthermore, what you had submitted previously will also come into through blockchain technology, and that would get assessed out. Now, where is this? Why blockchain technology is being used? Primarily because nobody can remove any document from blockchain technology once it is introduced. For example, Uttar Pradesh government is currently using blockchain technology for giving the land records. So all those fake names that were introduced into somebody's land, they just got separated out within 2 minutes, the minute that system was implemented. So here also what you are going to upload and what is going to come from the government is going to go on blockchain technology. Besides it, AI driven mechanism is there. Besides it, machine learning has been added out. So you're able to see multiple technologies are being used. This is the big difference. So your data needs to be a very credible data. What more? You make a mention saying that, for example, there was a college in Vijayawada. It was an engineering college. They went for NAAC last time. They had done one great mistake. They said that we have 100% placement. There was a doubt that NAAC had. They gave all the proofs. That time they contacted manually and asked whether the companies, whether such people were introduced, and then they had blacklisted that particular university college. Now this will not happen. Just as we have a blockchain we'll be having a blockchain here for accreditation, there is already a blockchain for the industry. So that would match up. When you say these 25 students have been placed in a multinational company, that data will match up with this data, and a query would be raised that you are saying this student is there, and whereas we have a doubt, you give us further proofs. If your proofs are not up to the mark, that data will not be accepted. If your data is having too many errors, that data will not be accepted. The institution will have to go on a back foot. So you are able to see there is a big integration of data, and therefore purity of the data is very going to count out tremendously. As I made a mention that the peer reviewing, people from industry, people from your alumni, maybe people from other industries would also get involved into assessment of your data. And we don't know who's going to check our data. We can have international reviewers for level 4 and 5. Furthermore, something very interesting, I am making a mention, alumni feedback integrated into evaluation. Previously, we had 2.7.1, which made a mention of I would say, it used to be a kind of a survey, student satisfaction survey. Now that's not all. You have to provide the data of 3 years of the students, current 3 year students, and you have to give the data of the previous 3 years who are your alumni. So 6 year data is to go, and the survey will be that comes in 8.4 now. The survey will be with the alumni, and the survey will also be with the current students. अभी समझ लो, हमें हमारे बच्चों का डेटा मिलता नहीं है, एल्यूमिनाई का कहां से मिलने वाला है. We need to work with this right now. So currently this is a big time. See to it that you do all your external audits properly. Get the right agencies. Let them be very critical. We are one of the agencies who conducts external academic and administrative audits, gender audits. We are very critical about data. We can help you in this. Find the right people. That's what I'm saying. Very often we say कि हम इनको बुलाएंगे, उनको बुलाएंगे, वो आएंगे, खाना खाएंगे, आपको एक रिपोर्ट दे देंगे, कल वो रिपोर्ट आप अपलोड करोगे, and that will lead to a big problem. This will happen with many universities who say that we conduct academic and administrative audits, and people come over there. तुम हमारे पास आ जाओ, हम आपके पास आ जाते, इधर के उधर के आ गए, खाना खाते हैं, रिपोर्ट पे साइन कर देते. Credibility will be challenged. Your academic and administrative audits are going to play a very important role in the near future. You need to be very serious about audits. You need to conduct these audits very regularly. Let's go ahead. Flexible pathways. This is one more new thing. If you are a university, research is going to play an important role. Weightage will be given more on patents. Weightage will be given more on research. Weightage will be given on research papers, on more your writing, on your citations, on your innovations. If you say you are a teaching focused college where you'll have to identify yourself, emphasis will be on pedagogy, emphasis will be on student outcomes. If you say you are an autonomous college, again, research will play an important role. Your syllabus will play an important role. Credibility of the syllabus will play an important role. If you are a vocational institution, this is one more, your skill certifications will play an important role. Keep in mind, when you say skill certification, you'll have to prove that you are giving the right skills. Either if you say short-term courses, are you providing those courses that go with NPTEL or with those agencies which are government agencies? Because we are talking about credibility scoring. So here you are able to see that this is going to play a very important role. So our data is going to be very important. And if we think so, that this is going to be an easy task, perhaps it is not so easy. That's what I mean to say. Well, there are multiple incentives and there can be multiple consequences. For higher level autonomy to start new courses, maybe you can charge more for your students. Funding a priority, extra grants for innovations, global collaborations, MOUs will be easier with foreign universities. Penalties for non-compliances, funding cuts that can go with stagnant institutions. Derecognitions can go in over there. Fines can come into picture. Fines could be to the tune of 20 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 10 lakhs. That's a very huge amount. The institution, the government does not want you to be a negligent institution. The story is not over here. There's something more to come. Number one, you need to have good feedback loops. You need to have multiple feedbacks. See, when we go on an airport, what do you find? You just visit a washroom and you find smileys over there. And you just and let 5 people just click on the red button saying that the washroom was not clean. You will find in 10 minutes a person comes and cleans it. So feedbacks are going to play an important role. You need to have multiple feedbacks. IQSC needs to be a very strong body. IQSC needs to work out very effectively. IQSC is the bloody eyes, ears, nose of the institution. Grievance redressal scores will play a very important role. Believe me, on 3rd January 2025, there is a document that has come from UGC. Please check it. What does it say? It is going to come up with it is coming up with multiple portals. E-Samadhan portal for grievance redressals. You have to file a report on E-Samadhan every year. And there are multiple portals that they have come up with. Tomorrow UGC may not remain, but those portals will remain. All these portals, though not today, they will get linked up with this main NAAC portal and the data would keep on generating. I will request you to please see that document of 3rd January 2025. It's a very important document. Don't miss on it. If you are a college that is being run by UGC, you need to take care of it. Furthermore, mandatory internships. Your syllabi must have internship programs. All those courses that go with internship, please see to it that 100% internships or on-job trainings or whatever is suggested, students are doing it. It is going to cost you. Your students must go and work in the industry. Your students must go and work for those kind of internships. Something very important, transparency and public accountability. All reports and ratings are publicly accessible on the NAAC portal of your institution. That is on your website. So you need to have a wonderful website. We can help you in creating good websites. We are known for it. Third-party audits, I talked about it. Whistleblower policies, which are going to be on your website. And therefore, this is going to play a very important role. What more? It is integrated with NEP 2020. It is integrated with NIRF. Some time ago, I made a mention saying that ONOD is created by AICTE. So the data that you are going to put on One Nation, One Data, ONOD, it is going to be seen by NAAC, it is going to be seen by AISHA, it is also going to be seen by AICTE. So once you have filled up that data at one place, it is going to go to 3 places. So you don't have to fill up that data again and again. So ONOD tomorrow will be a very important portal. It's a government portal that's going to play an important role, and therefore we need to understand this. So your ratings, NAAC related ratings will be linked to NIRF. So very often we keep on saying NIRF में तो अलग rating आता है, NAAC में अलग grade आती है, ये कैसे match होता है? It will match up. If you are a multidisciplinary organization, if you have more than 3,000 students, you get an additional bonus points. So you need to be a bigger institution. That's what it means. I made a mention of this NIRF, NAAC, and NBA all come with One Nation, One Data. This is how the landing page of One Nation, One Data is. You'll be able to see it this way. You go on One Nation, One Data, put your college name, you will be able to see your college over there. So One Nation Data, One Nation, One Data, what does it have? It has a variety of types of data, and we will be looking into that. I'll show you the actual page only, what all data it has. I'll give it. In case this particular college makes a small group, or if they tell me where to send it, I will send what is there that One Nation, One Data is going to ask. So I have made one PDF which I can give you, and you can have this. Even this presentation will be given to you if they tell me to whom to give it, and if they give me the phone number, I'll send it to you. So third-party verification of the data, AISHA, NIRF, UGC, NET skill certifications, All this is going to merge up together. This is the reason why this accreditation becomes difficult. I have already told you about one nation, one data. AI-driven data validation comes into picture. Blockchain technology is going to be used. And when there is a fraud or data tampering to be seen, it will go for a manual audit. If it goes for a manual audit, a flag would get raised and you will have to answer the queries. If they are not answered satisfactorily, it can cost you the institution. Now, this data will go with the government. The government has promised that this data will be very safe. This will not be given to anyone else. You can see your data, government can see your data, NAAC, accrediting body can see the data, which is again a government body only. So that is as per the rules and regulation, the way यूरोप हैज जीडीपीआर करके जो कहते हैं जनरल डेटा प्रोटेक्शन एंड रेगुलेशन, जैसा वहां पर होगा इन द सेम वे द डेटा प्रोटेक्शन विल बी ओवर हियर. योर डेटा विल नॉट गो टू एनीवन. You can see your data, government can see your data. That is what it means. So these are the big things that you are able to see in this particular new mechanism. And in this new mechanism, these are the 10 attributes that you are able to see. Curriculum design. Previously, there was curriculum design. Faculty resources. There's a separate criteria, you may call it as an attribute, which goes exclusively with the teachers. Infrastructure. Previously, it was infrastructure and finance together. So infrastructure is separate. Financial resource management is a separate aspect that comes into picture. Teaching and learning is now going to be learning and teaching. And then you're able to see extended curricular engagements, governance and administration, student outcomes, research, innovation and outcomes, sustainability, that is green outcomes. If you see this very carefully, what was there in 7 criteria has been made a little bigger and has been put into 10 criteria. But what is different over here is one more part that comes in. I have written down 25, 75 and 75. From 70, from attribute number 5 to attribute number 10, that is these 6 attributes which were previously called as criteria. These 6 criteria have a weightage of 75%, whereas the first 4 criteria or attributes have only 25% of weightages. What does that mean? Previously, how many students, how many teachers, how many research papers, how many had 75% of marks. Now, how many does not have 75% of marks? What happens to it is going to have more marks. And this is the big change that you're able to see. So whenever we see any system, you're able to see ideally there are 5 kind of what do you say, areas. You're able to see an input. Every input goes with the process. Every process goes with the output. Every output goes with the outcome. Every outcome goes with the impact. Since 5 are not being kept out, they have kept it as input, process and outcomes. So here you are able to see these are the way, this is the way they are going to assess you. So it is not about how much money you're pumping in. It is how much in output are you getting out of it. It is not about how many students have been taken. It is about what have you done to those students. We will be looking into each of these criteria in greater details in the coming next 2 days also. So now let us start with curriculum design. 1. This is that you are able to see. We will be looking into greater, just one. We will be looking into greater details. And so far, we can have a small question and answer session of 15 minutes and then go ahead if it is okay with you. rather than keeping it everything at the last. This is the big part that we have covered. This is a very important part that we have covered. Unless we know how the assessment is going to take place, we will not be able to prepare ourselves. So your questions are welcome.
Sir, we wish to go ahead. Query session we will take at the end of the session.
I have no issues. Can have query session at the end. Okay. So let us start with the bigger broad line with curriculum input. See, it is an input based area. Please don't look into this total score and affiliated mark because this will change. This is not final. Nowhere marks are going to count out. So initially, though I had put it out, please don't take these marks. They may not be very important. When we are looking at these attributes, besides the parameters that I have told you, there are three types of assessment that are going to take place. One, whether you are an affiliated college or you are an autonomous college or you are a university. That's the way assessment is going to take place. So if you are an affiliated college, then in that case, there are some lesser number of metrics that you have to deal with. Whereas if you are an autonomous or an affiliated college, you have to answer almost all the questions. Now, while you look at this particular chart, creating a separate presentation for everyone doesn't make any sense. And therefore, if there is a capital A that comes in, it would mean that it goes with autonomous and university. If there is no A, it would mean that it goes with affiliated college. So you're able to see a red A over there. It means that it goes with autonomous and university. There are some metrics which may appear, which may go with autonomous, but they are still going to be very important for an affiliated college also. Why? I will tell you that. Let us look at 1.1 outcome-based curriculum. Curriculum framework is in alignment with program-specific outcomes covering POs, PSOs, and COs. Now here they make a mention.
Excuse me, sir. It's a request as our college is an affiliated college. So, is it possible we can discuss
I
only?
request you please don't interfere in. I will tell you what is important and where it is important.
Okay, sir. Okay.
I know it's an affiliated college. I have already seen your website.
Okay, thank you.
But when I am talking about something, it has some meaning. And I will tell you what goes with you and what doesn't go with you. So you please wait, okay? I'm sorry, I may feel it may appear a little being a curt, but I'm a little talking a little curtly, but this metric plays an important role for you. Now, why is this metric playing an important role for you? They have made a mention, it is not applicable to affiliated college. Keep in mind, this applies to affiliated college also. I have a question too for those who have gone for NAAC. Do you recollect that question? It was 2.2.1 in the previous cycle up to 2020. How do you identify your students as slow learners and advanced learners? It goes with outcome-based education. What did we write down? We used to say, oh, the student comes from the unit from the board, and if he has 75% of marks, he's a very intelligent student, and if he has got less than 50% of mark, we count him as a slow learner. No, you had already lost marks over there. It was how you identify the student. Please try to understand this over there. I won't spend more time everywhere, but here you need to know. You must know how to write down course outcomes. You must know how to write down program outcomes. You must know how to prepare program specific outcomes. You need to know how to set up your question papers. You need to know that all this is based on your pedagogies. You may go for there are something very fantastic things that are going on in Indian universities. Because NAAC used to ask, therefore, university started writing down course outcomes. no university can write a course outcome for an affiliated college. For example, Pune University, under which I used to work, the city has some colleges. It also has colleges in the rural belt. It's one of the big universities in India and has something like 900 colleges under it. Now, can you say that the kind of pedagogy that the teacher is using in Ferguson College in Pune city is the same pedagogy that the teacher is using in a rural belt? No, forget that. Here I am able to see a big number of teachers. Maybe there are two divisions. Two teachers are teaching the same course to two separate divisions, and the pedagogies that are being used are different. So course outcomes are to be written down by the teacher. The course outcomes are based on pedagogies. The program outcomes for professional colleges are decided by the professional organizations, but maybe for your college, it is going to be decided by you. Now, what is the program outcome? What is the course outcome? Course outcomes come on the basis of, so when we are teaching the learning that is being done by the student is at 6 levels. These 6 levels happen to be remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. I'm repeating, remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. This is called as CO1, remember, CO2, understand, CO3, apply, CO4, analyze, CO5, evaluate, CO6, create. CO1, 2, and 3 go with descriptive natures. CO4, 5, and 6 are analytical, evaluative, measurable, numbers. Our objective, the student who comes to us, is at level 1, 2, 3. Remember, understand, and apply at the most. The objective of higher education is to take him to analyze, evaluate, and create. Now, when I made a mention saying that we are not an autonomous college, but we need to know this because when we set up a question paper, at what level is our question paper going? Whether we are able to take CO4, 5, and 6, whether we are able to sort out the students, and whether we are able to treat them accordingly. The student is failing, whether he is failing because he is not able to achieve CO1 or he is not able to achieve CO4. We conduct these workshops. These are very engaging workshops. Every teacher must know this. Unfortunately, we don't do that. We need to be analytical. We conduct these workshops. Your question papers are set accordingly, which makes a mention as to which level is this question of. How to set those question papers, how to create those question papers, how to assess those answer sheets, how to sort out these students, and how to treat those students. Very commonly we make a mention, if the student has failed, we give him a remedial course. But whether he has failed because he did not understand the terminology or he did not understand the language, we don't have that mechanism. Therefore, we need to understand outcome-based education. Some time ago, I made a mention everything is based on outcomes. Our primary education is now going to be based on outcomes. All that I'm talking about, a part of it is what I'm talking is a part called Bloom's taxonomy. This Bloom's taxonomy then has to be linked up with program outcomes. Now, what is a program outcome? Program outcome is the promise that the institution has done. DAV says that my student will be able to work in the community. DAV says that, or DAV Centenary College says that my student will be able to work in the community. My student will be able to work all alone. My student will have a kind of an analytical approach. How will he get that? That is not there in your course outcomes, for which your teaching pedagogy comes into picture. These workshops that we conduct, they are on paper workshops. I mean to say physical workshops, where every teacher works with his subject, and it's a 2-day workshop. It's a rigorous workshop. It's a on paper workshop, and we help the entire process. And we see to it that if the institution wants to go without any analysis, I mean say without going with a software, they can still do it. And we give them the support further for lifetime. So if you want such kind of workshops, we can help you. Of course, they are physical. They cannot be done online because it is difficult. But it has multiple formats. But colleges do it. In Mumbai, a very large number of colleges are doing it, and we help them. There is one workshop that is coming up on 23rd and 24th in Thane now. So, well, therefore, I am making a mention saying that this is outcome based, though it goes with affiliated college, does not go with affiliated colleges, it still counts for affiliated college. So I am very sorry if I have hurt you, but then I won't spend much time on other aspects like participation of student, teachers, and alumni in curriculum designing, that there is no role for an affiliated college. So 1.2 doesn't make a difference over here, but 1.1 definitely counts out. Now, whether you are with an affiliated college or you are not, you are with an autonomous college, we still have multiple entry and multiple exit if we have accepted NEP 2020. If you have accepted NEP 2020, ME is there, multiple entry, multiple exit. If you have accepted NEP 2020, ABC is there. ABC student has an ABC ID. If you have accepted, there are electives. If you have accepted NEP 2020, there are optional subjects. Maybe dual degree twinning program is not there. Extra credits may be available. So though it is not there for affiliated colleges, it still counts for affiliated college. It will count somewhere in, not here, but in criteria, I mean say attribute 7, which goes with governance. And therefore, we need to know this. Now, I'm not talking about proofs needed because this is still going on with autonomous colleges. Now we come to 1.4, which goes with affiliated colleges. Percentage of courses with emphasis on field projects, research projects, internships, field work, practical hands-on training, etc. What are we talking about? We are talking about CO4, CO5, CO6. So it is a compulsory component. So here, what will be the proof that would come in? Number one, your university syllabus is making a mention that internship or research project is compulsory. Point number one. So that syllabus is needed. Number two, every student participating into it is compulsory. Your result has to be 100% over there. You cannot say it's optional. Whatever, if it's a research project, every student needs to do a research project. If it is an internship, every student needs to do internship. If it has been mentioned as OJT, especially for professional courses, it comes out at on-job trainings, it is necessary. So proof of the program and course content has provisions approved by the Board of Studies. That document, your syllabus copy will be necessary, which is university syllabus. Second, how many courses have that? That proof you will have to give. How many students have completed that particular program is going to count out over there. And how have you seen to it that they are completing it is your role, which is again going to go into attribute number 7. So there your governance counts. So it is not just how students are completing. Yes, definitely. It is also going to link up with your governance. It is also going to go with your skill certifications. It is going to play a role at multiple places, and therefore we need to be very careful about this particular metric. So this metric goes with is in attribute number 1, and 1.4 definitely goes with affiliated colleges. Furthermore, you are able to see practical skill and orientation programs, which goes with autonomous colleges, but you still have skill-based courses which you will have to show. Now, if you have these courses, they will definitely ask you whether they have been mapped up with National Skill Quality Framework or NAAC, National Higher Educational Quality Framework. And how do you do that? The university will have to do it because it's your course. But if you are providing any course, you will have to map it up. We can help you in this mapping also. Let's go ahead. We come to 1.6, Indian Knowledge System. We have these courses with us. We'll have to give this data, though it is in autonomous colleges. We come to the next part, something very important, 1.7. Percentage of online courses through Swayam and other recognized platforms credited to curriculum during the last 3 years. All the data is going to go for 3 years. Now, something very important. Students go for this course. They register for this course. And then they say, isko fee hai 1000 rupees. Who will pay? Point number 1. Point number 2. They register for the course, but they don't appear for the examination. You are going to get counted over here. It is your responsibility to see to it that students appear for those examinations. And they pass these examinations. Why has this come in? There is a reason. In the previous NAAC, the question was, are you offering any short-term courses? Every college said yes. The benchmark was 25 in 5 years. Every college conducted 50 courses. They gave the list of students, out of which 2 years were in COVID. The benchmark was 50% of students and 25 courses. Every college did achieve that benchmark. Everyone got excellent marks in first criteria. But whether they conducted it, it's a real question mark. How to overcome this? They came up with Swayam. Swayam is a national platform, or such kind of platforms which are national platform, MOOC courses, which are accepted are the ones now that are going to be counted out. This is going to cost you. This is going to come in 2 ways. One is how many courses. How many courses? That would be number of courses. And how many students? That is percentage of students. It means for us, our benchmark is going to be every student, one course every year. Keep in mind, every student, one course every year. That would achieve our first benchmark, that 100% students have completed at least one course. The second benchmark would be how many courses. It would mean that for first year, these 5 courses में से एक करना है. Second year, commerce इन 5 में से एक करना है. Third year, यानी arts में से 5 में. It would mean that for every year there would be a range of courses which they have to do. Then this benchmark will be achieved. It would mean that at the end of the 3 years, Every student has completed 3 courses, one every year. And the college has seen to it that at least 50 different types of courses have been offered to the students online. Then your benchmark is going to get achieved. Otherwise, it won't be achieved. To see to it that unless you put it into extra credits, if your university does not have that mechanism, unless you force your university to do it, it's going to cost the institution. This will be very difficult in rural belts. Post-COVID, the attitudes of the students have changed drastically. Getting these things done would be a big challenge for the colleges. There can be courses which may be free. You have to identify them. But you have to see to it that the certificate is submitted and it is accepted by the government. You have to give the proof of the student completing that particular course in the form of certificate. So you will be uploading the certificates, and the certificate has a number which government, which is a government course, and therefore it can be checked over there by the accrediting mechanism. If that is not done, this will not count. It will cost us tremendously. We come to curriculum revision, which doesn't relate to us, of course, because we don't revise. We don't have to revise. It is the university job. This is where you are able to see attribute number 1 completes out. We come to attribute number 2, which goes with teaching fraternity, that is teachers. How is your recruitment process? So, do you have a recruitment policy? How many policies do you have? Are your policies in tune with the government policies or university, UGC, whatever policies? So you need to have a policy. You need to have the, see, policy is a process, which is what I'm saying, is a mechanism which goes with assurance. When we talk of quality, there are 3 levels of quality. Quality assurance, point number 1. Point number 2, quality sustenance. And point number 3, quality enhancement. When I say we have a policy, it goes with the top of the pyramid, assurance. When I make a mention, we have a research policy, it goes with assurance. When I say every teacher produces a research paper, it goes with enhancement. Enhancement is at the bottom of the pyramid. Assurance is at the top of the pyramid. Enhancement is at the bottom of the quality pyramid. If assurance is proper, enhancement is best. If enhancement is continuous, it goes with the third part, and that is quality assurance, quality sustenance, and quality enhancement. In the same way, do you have a recruitment policy? Is it in tune with the government policies? Are your recruitments done the way they need to be done? When we talk of a policy, there is something more that comes into picture. There is a policy. Every policy has a policy statement. Every policy has its processes. And every policy has its standard operating procedures. A policy has its policy statement. Point number 1, a policy has its policy processes. How you are going to implement it. And a policy has its standard operating procedures. So when I say the student has come for admission, admission के लिए आने के बाद में उसको एक उससे हम प्रोस्पेक्टस लेंगे, उसमें एक नंबर होगा, वो जाएगा, वो कंप्यूटर पे बैठेगा, वो ऑनलाइन फिलअप करेगा, उसका फॉर्म लाएगा, उसके साथ में उसके नेसेसरी डॉक्यूमेंट चिपका के दे देगा, फिर वो एक्सेप्ट हो जाएंगे, फिर उसको फी भरने के लिए बोल दी जाएगी, फिर वो फी भरेगा, फिर उसकी एडमिशन हो जाएगी. दीज आर द प्रोसीजर्स. दिस इज अ स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग प्रोसीजर. बट हु शुड बी एडमिटेड is a part of policy. A student who has completed his arts cannot go for science. It's a part of policy. So your policy statement, your policy processes, and your SOPs play a very important role. And there can be multiple policies that an institution needs to create. That is one job of IQAC. Every policy that has been created, that needs to be okayed by the college, the apex body of the college. It could be management, it could be the apex body. Unless it is signed, unless it is accepted, that policy does not come into being. The policy should be available on the website. The policy should be accessible to the stakeholders. Then and then it becomes a part. So here you are able to see recruitment process. How is your recruitment process? How many full-time teachers do you have? And how many students do you have? Now, here comes something very important about the process. For this entire thing, who is a teacher is the big part that comes into picture. Who is a teacher? A teacher is a full-time teacher. So if you are talking about a part-time teacher, a lecture basis teacher, invited teacher, guest faculty, they are not teachers. They are needed, but they are not teachers. A teacher is a full-time teacher. Now, what does a full-time teacher versus a permanent teacher mean? Every permanent teacher is a full-time teacher, unless mentioned so. Previously, there used to be a part-time permanent teacher. Now that is not there. So we are not talking about permanent teachers. We are talking about full-time teachers. So who's a full-time teacher? A full-time teacher is a teacher, number one, who has the basic qualifications. Now, what is basic qualification? If we are talking about arts, commerce, science, 55% of marks at master's level and minimum of 55 and more than 55% of marks at graduation level. Second, he should either be very specific. He should either be SETNET or he could be PhD. Point number three, he should have on his letter, the letter, appointment letter, he is appointed as a full-time teacher and not as an ad hoc full-time teacher. The word ad hoc is not acceptable over here. He should be a full-time teacher. Now, what is full-time teacher? Full-time teacher means his appointment is for more than 9 months. When the academic transaction is taking place. When the academic transaction is taking place. It would mean what? If the teacher is appointed in June, let us say 1st of June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, he is there for more than 10 months. But if he is appointed in October or in September, then September 1st, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, it is only 8 months. So his appointment will be counted from the date of appointment. and not from, though he is appointed up to May, he may be appointed up to May, his appointment will be counted from date of appointment during the period of academic transaction. An academic transaction means when teaching is taking place. If someone is appointed in October and he is given an appointment order for full time, he is full time. But in that year, he will not be counted as a full time teacher. By NAAC, the college may count him as full time teacher. This is what plays an important role as a teacher. बाकी तो ठीक है, whether the appointment has been done, whether the or what do you say, then in the newspaper the advertisement had come, whether the university has accepted it, these processes are there, they are standard. We come to the next part. The next part happens to be cadre wise faculty strength. For UGC currently we have cadres, but we don't have a ratio of cadres. For example, for AICT it is 1:2:4. One professor is to 2 associate professors is to 4 assistant professors. But for us, whether you have all the cadres with you, that's all that would come into picture. So whether there are professors, whether there are assistant professors, whether there are associate professors, this is what would count out for arts, commerce, science colleges and for many other type of such colleges. So the data of the teacher is going to play a very important role. Every teacher, the document to be prepared is every teacher's file needs to be prepared and kept properly. His academic qualifications, his appointment letter, his placement, his when he shifts on from one cadre to another, his roles and responsibilities, all these would start counting out over here. So every teacher needs to prepare his or her own file, see to it that the college maintains that document very prim and properly, because it plays a very important role even for his further progression that you are able to see. Then qualifications, as I made a mention, percentage of teachers with doctoral degrees, those who have higher degrees, doctoral and above degrees, they need to be counted out. Average experience, what is an average experience? How do you count out average experience? Average experience would be, for example, in the college right now that I am able to see over here, there are say 25 teachers. So some teachers are for 10 years, some are for 5 years, some are for 1 year. So you have to count the number of years and months of every teacher, every full-time teacher. And divide it by the total number of teachers. Here it is 25. The number that you get would be the average experience of that particular institution. If it is more than 12, it's a mature institution. If it is between 8 to 12, it's a maturing institution. If it is less than 8, it's a growing institution. Keep in mind, people will keep on changing. You find many young teachers will keep on joining out. So all this is going to play an important role. So here, average teaching experience is going to count out, and that is going to be counted for the most recent completed year. So for example, we are not talking about 2026. We are not talking about 25-26. If I am talking about most recent completed year, it would be 24-25 and not 25-26, unless 26 completes, I mean to say. So these are the documents that would play an important role. We come to attribute number 3, that is physical infrastructure. So we have completed attribute number 1, that goes with the syllabus primarily. Attribute number 2, that goes with the teacher. And now we come to attribute number 3, that goes with the infrastructure. For infrastructure, keep in mind, see to it that you note down everything that you have first. What is the corridor that you have? What is the size of corridor that you have? What is there in those corridors as soon as you enter inside the college that you have? You have notice boards. You may be having a digital board on which the notices are being put up. You may be having some kind of infrastructure. Note down everything. You may be having staircases from there, because you will have to prepare for floor plans. Try to see to it that the floor plans that you made do are perfect. They're done very nicely. They're made very properly, which highlight the kind of infrastructure it has. Second part is that the most recent, if you're going for NAC, the most recent pictures are to be taken. Now, what is the most recent picture? That geotagged photo which you are going to take when the process of report writing is taking place. Assume so, you are going to go for NAC in December. Don't take geotag photos today. So this is going to be the most recent kind of document that's going to play an important role. So when we are talking about physical infrastructure, see to it that each and everything is first noted by you. What is where? Second, you have made floor plans. Then you have to classify whether it is academic area, whether it is non-curricular area, whether it is just area. For example, classrooms are going to be academic area. Maybe you have some tutorial rooms, they are academic areas. But for example, the IQSC room that we are talking about, where I am able to see all the people who are sitting out, that is not an academic area. That is going to be an additional area that you are able to see over here. It is going to support academics over here. So it's a non-curricular area that you are able to see. Office area is a non-curricular area. You have grounds, which is going to be an area. A canteen, which is going to be a part of the area. So it would be sorted out. Try to see to it that you keep this record all the time with you, because every 2 or 3 years somebody asks for this, and every time we take the tape and start measuring it out, and that is, we lose this data. So see to it that IQC has this data. It preserves this data very prim and properly, so that you only come to know what is the change that has come into picture. Very often we don't keep this data. We say that is with the office, and the office forgets it out. This has happened with my institution several times. Every time I used to say, please give that data, let me keep it in the IQSC. से नहीं, वो तो हम हमारे पास रखेंगे, और फिर बाद में हरदम पट्टी लगा के गिनते बैठेंगे. This is foolishness. So see to it that that data remains with IQSC. Keep in mind, the role of IQSC goes with administration as well as academics. They are not the bosses. They are to look into the quality processes of academics and administration. Very often we think so administration is not a part of IQSC. If you go into the basic document of NAAC, NAAC makes a mention IQSC takes care of administration as well as academics. Every job of college is not the job of IQSC. Job of IQSC is to look into the quality processes of the institution. If I say we have a problem with admission process, we will look into the quality processes of admission. We will give the necessary suggestions that go with the quality, not with the entire admission process. Our job is not to create a magazine. Our job is to see to it that the reports of every department come, every activity gets recorded with all the possible details, which makes up the annual report of the institution. The annual report is a different aspect and magazine is a different aspect. The annual report may be a part of the magazine which the magazine committee will look. Annual report will be taken care by IQC. I'm just trying to give you deliberately give some such kind of thing, because we think so every job done by the college is the job done by IQAC. IQAC is not everywhere. IQAC need not be everywhere. IQAC will be there where it is needed. Now, let's go ahead. Physical infrastructure. So every measurement needs to be done. We need to have all the necessary details of it. You can have proper geotag photos. You need to have floor plans. You need to have, even before NAAC, a campus tour needs to be done through a video of 1 minute or 2 minutes. A wonderful campus tour can be done. These days, you find wonderful campus tours made by many institutions. Then second part goes with learning resources. Learning resources are resources that goes with, we are talking about library over here and such kind of libraries. So how much expenditure are you doing on books? No, it's on books also. Books likha nahi gaya hai by mistake. So books, e-books, and subscription to digital resources year-wise over last 3 years in lakhs. You know, everything will be in 3 years and previous 3 years. If you're going for NAAC, let us say now, this minute in 2026, your previous 3 years will be counted. That would be 24, 25, 23, 24, and 22, 23. 25, 26 will not be counted. So if you are going for NAAC next year, you will be going, some of you may go for NAAC next year. So then in that case, 25, 26 will be your last year. So you have to count previous 3 years. You are not going to count that year. Very often we have ऐसे कि अभी इस साल हम NAAC के लिए जाने वाले, हमने ऐसे कर दिया, we purchased 5 smart boards. कोई फायदा नहीं हुआ क्योंकि आपने इस साल खरीदा और प्रीवियस ईयर का पूछ रहे हैं. हम रिपोर्ट में लिखेंगे भी कि हमने ना अभी 5 स्मार्ट बोर्ड्स खरीदे हैं. बोलेंगे कोई बात नहीं, अच्छा काम किया है, जरा उसका बिल दे दो. बिल के ऊपर डेट इस साल की दिखेगी, वो काउंट नहीं होगा. आप वैसा करोगे, कोई बात नहीं, बोलेंगे ऐसे कैसे काउंट नहीं हुआ. फिर हम चिल्लाना शुरू कर देते. NAAC इज वेरी, हमसे ऑडिटिंग एजेंसी इज वेरी बैड, हमने इतना काम किया, इट इज नॉट काउंटेड. पर वो क्यों किया ना? व्हाई डोंट यू स्पेंड एवरी ईयर? Every year, if you spend less. We think so, we will try to show off. And all that data now would go into the final year. Income expenditure statement में वो नहीं दिखेंगे 5 smart boards 5 लाख रुपए की. So see to it that again, if you're going for NAAC next year, get all these things this year. अभी it is almost coming to an end. वैसा भी ये खत्म हो गया है क्योंकि March 31st हो गया. अभी we are into the next financial year. So ये it's going to be counted for the next year. So try to understand. There's something more that I wanted to tell you. NAAC counts it in three different ways. If it's a academic year, it is going to be from June to May or July to, it depends on your what your university says. It could be 1st July to 31st of May. All publication year is going to be from 1st of January to 31st of December. So मान लो आपका अभी एक रिसर्च पेपर आ गया है तो वो नेक्स्ट ईयर में चला गया है, 26 में चला गया है. And all financial year would start from 1st of April to 31st of March. So when what you are giving and where it is going to go, you need to know, otherwise it doesn't get counted. And then we say why NAAC did not count it, because we did not know where it is going to get counted. That is the big thing that I wanted to make a mention. If you don't have these dates with you, you are going to land into big problems. Any purchases that you do this year, now they are going to go into next year. This is a big thing that we need to understand. So learning resources. So that goes with library. Audited statements are going to play a very important role. How many Divyangajan friendly facilities do you have? Whether you have ramps, whether you have lifts, whether you have Divyangajan friendly washrooms, whether you have kept signages the way you have in when you go in a flight. They tell you follow the signages. अगर अंधेरा हो जाता है, lights चले जाते हैं flight में, or it is an emergency landing, look at the signages. So are you keeping those signages? Are you marking your areas accordingly? What kind of assistive technologies? For example, whether your websites are Divyangajan friendly, it's a rule that government has kept. It is compulsory that you need to have a Divyangajan friendly website. Nobody knows it. What does that mean? If a person is colorblind, then in that case he can see that website in black and white. If he is not able to, if he has a weak eyesight, he is able to see it in brightly illuminated websites. Such kind of websites are available. We prepare these kind of websites. In case you need help, we can help you over there also. So whether you have screen reading softwares, whether you have machinized equipments, what kind of thing that you have, when the question paper is being written down by the students, do you provide him a human assistant? And whatnot. There are multiple things that you can do. These are some of the examples that you have given. You have to give the necessary proofs over here. Innovation resources. What kind of, now this goes with universities. This doesn't come to you, but in for that you may find tinkering laboratories, business incubators, which are not needed for even for an autonomous college. So here we are able to see. We will stop over here for with attribute 4. Tomorrow we'll look into attribute 4, attribute number 5. But before that, I wish to share something more with you in a minute, which I wanted to show you actually. Just 1 minute. Okay. Okay, I will show it to you next time. It is, I wanted to, tomorrow we will have one, how to prepare a document, how the teacher needs to prepare a document, that we will take one format. And I will also give you for a document for ONOD. Please share some phone number, WhatsApp number with me, especially IQAC coordinator needs to share it with me so that I can send you these details. And for all those teachers who are joining from somewhere else also, they can get it. Now your questions, sir. Since it is 2:30, we can have some questions.
Thank you so much, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. So it's a request from every teacher that can we get the PPT?
Already told that I'll give you. तुम्हारा नंबर
Okay.
भेज दो, बस माल तुम तक पहुंच जाएगा.
ठीक है, sir. Thank you so much. Now I start from criteria 1. Madam Meenakshi Huda. Ma'am, please come here. Come here. Sir, Dr. Meenakshi Huda is the criteria in charge of first criteria, and she will ask the queries.
गुड आफ्टरनून सर.
Sure, go ahead.
क्राइटेरिया 1 जो हमारा है सर, इसमें मेनली जो है उस पे तो 0 ही एफिलिएटेड कोर्सेज के लिए हम देख रहे थे, जितना मतलब 0 ही मार्किंग है. और ऐसा कुछ है नहीं कि प्रोविजन की ये हम इसमें कुछ ऐसा कर सकें कि ये 0 ना हो और इसके कुछ मार्किंग अगर हो जाए इसमें तो.
पहली बात तो ये है कि इसमें 2 या 3 एरियाज है. आपके सिलेबस में कहीं ना कहीं पे तो भी आपके पास प्रोजेक्ट्स है.
Okay.
आपके सिलेबस में प्रोजेक्ट्स है, आपके सिलेबस में इंटर्नशिप्स होंगी, आपके सिलेबस में फील्ड प्रोजेक्ट्स होंगे. आपके सब्जेक्ट में नहीं होंगे पर किसी के तो भी होंगे. उनके सिलेबस में है क्या, इसको देखो. ये पहली बात है. तो अगर वो होगा तो आपके वो प्रोजेक्ट्स होंगे. तो ये सारे के सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स आपने आपके पास रखे हैं ना, देख लो. उन प्रोजेक्ट्स का 1 पेज डॉक्यूमेंट भी आपने बनवा लेना है. हर बच्चे का वो बनवा के रख देना है. उनकी एग्जाम्स हो गई है, उनको मार्क्स मिले, इसका ये डॉक्यूमेंट बना के रख दीजिएगा. उसके ऊपर नेसेसरी सिग्नेचर्स लेके रख दीजिए. ये तो आपका कंपोनेंट तो पक्का आ गया. ये तो पक्का है आपके पास. मैं पहली बात पूछ रहा हूँ. सो आपका सिलेबस देखो कि जो यूनिवर्सिटी ने दिया है, ये आपको यहाँ पे एडवांटेज मिल जाता है. दूसरी बात आती है कि अभी ऑनलाइन जो हम बात कर रहे थे, इट वाज रिगार्डिंग द ऑनलाइन कोर्सेस. तो जो कि गवर्नमेंट ने, ये तो पक्का दिखने वाला है कि आपको वो शॉर्ट टर्म कोर्सेज को काउंट नहीं करने वाले, क्योंकि वाकई मैंने खुद ने देखा है कितने ही कॉलेजेस को हमने, we have guided them, so we know, we are able to see a lot of fraudulence has taken place over there. So from coming year, please see to it that students will participate in such kind of NPTEL या इस टाइप के courses. आप उसके लिए ask for a center if your college doesn't have it. Get that center.
सर हमारा सेंटर है, यस, उस पे रजिस्टर्ड है एनपीटीएल एंड स्वयं कोर्सेज के लिए। सर इसमें क्वेरी है कि हम अपने स्टूडेंट्स को स्किल बेस्ड कोर्सेज कराते हैं, बट वो अप्रूव्ड नहीं है। जो हम सर्टिफिकेट दे रहे हैं वो कॉलेज से ही है। हम खुद ही उसका करिकुलम डिजाइन करते हैं, खुद ही, जैसे मिनिमम 230 आवर्स, भाई हम मिनिमम 30 आवर्स लेके चलते हैं, मैक्सिमम उससे ऊपर कितना भी हो सकता है। खुद ही उसको प्रॉपर डिजाइन करके, और उसकी क्लासेस लगती हैं, बाहर से भी फैकल्टी हायर करते हैं, इंटरनल फैकल्टी भी होती है। तो वो जो सर्टिफिकेट हम दे रहे हैं उसका क्या यूज है फिर स्टूडेंट्स के लिए?
उसका यूज है, चिंता मत करो।
Okay.
उसके लिए आपने क्या करना है कि जो नेशनल स्किल डेवलपमेंट फैसिलिटी है उनका, उनके गाइडलाइंस के हिसाब से आपने आपका कोर्स बनाया, ये दिखाना है।
ये सर हमने बनाया, उसका टेस्ट भी होता है, प्रॉपर
नहीं
क्लासेस
नहीं, वो
लगते
नहीं,
हैं।
वो नहीं, वो नहीं, एक मिनट बात सुन
ओके,
लीजिए, वैसे नहीं।
एनएसक्यूएफ, नेशनल क्वालिफिकेशंस फ्रेमवर्क।
हाँ, जो नेशनल स्किल डेवलपमेंट क्वालिफिकेशन फ्रेमवर्क है, उस
Okay.
फ्रेमवर्क के हिसाब से उस कोर्स को आप डिजाइन करो।
ठीक
आपका
है,
कोर्स है, उसको सिर्फ फिट करना है, उसको और कुछ नहीं करना है।
ठीक है
उसमें
सर।
कुछ वेटेज आएगा, ये इतना वेटेज इसके लिए है, ये वेटेज इसके लिए है, आपकी एग्जाम इस तरीके से होने वाली है, वगैरह वगैरह। उसको आपने आपके हायर लेवल मैनेजमेंट से या आपके जो कोई अपेक्स बॉडी होगी उससे मंजूर करवा लेना है, ये आपका
ओके,
कोर्स मंजूर हो जाएगा, उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम।
ठीक है सर। एक और है कि जो इंटर्नशिप की हम बात कर रहे थे, बीसीए कंप्यूटर्स के जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं, सिलेबस में मेंशन नहीं है इंटर्नशिप, लेकिन पर्सनल लेवल पे स्टूडेंट्स करते हैं। वो
ठीक है,
5th और 6th सेमेस्टर से ही अपना स्टार्ट कर देते हैं, और काफी अच्छा उनको स्टाइफंड भी मिल रहा है जो इंटर्नशिप है। लेकिन इसमें ये है कि सिलेबस में अगर मेंशन है तो उसकी काउंटेबिलिटी है।
चिंता मत करो, आगे हम देखने वाले हैं इसको।
ओके।
सिर्फ एक बात अभी करो कि उनके पास जो उन्होंने इंटर्नशिप्स की है उनके
यस,
सर्टिफिकेट्स आप लेके रखो।
ये सर्टिफिकेट्स हमने ले लिए हैं सर उनके।
हाँ, उसके बाद में अगर आपने कोई कम्युनिकेशन उन एजेंसीज के साथ कहीं कभी किया होगा कि ही इज अवर
ओके,
स्टूडेंट करके, उस डेटा को आप प्रिजर्व करके रखो।
ठीक है।
देयर विल बी इंटर्नशिप्स which are called as non-syllabi based internships,
ओके,
so they will also get counted out.
ठीक है सर।
So they will count out, maybe they will not count in one, but they may count somewhere.
ठीक है सर।
There is
सर
a
एक,
mention that this is there करके, so it will get counted. So don't worry
ओके
about it.
सर। सर
एक
लास्ट
बात
क्वेश्चन।
ध्यान में रखो, आपने जो
ओके,
भी किया है वो बर्बाद नहीं होगा।
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू सर। लास्ट जो हमारा एक इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम आईकेएस की आप बात कर रहे थे, वो हमारे यहाँ मतलब पेपर ही लगा दिया गया है, सिलेबस में ही आ गया है, और नियर अबाउट 285 स्टूडेंट्स हैं फर्स्ट ईयर में जो उसको टीच कर रहे हैं कि भाई 285 स्टूडेंट्स, यस, इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम। तो उसका मतलब क्या बेनिफिट होगा, या उस पे ऐसा क्या और
अभी
वर्कआउट?
यहाँ पे होगा कि नहीं, अभी देखो ये क्या है कि दे हैव, दिस इज अ रॉ फ्रेमवर्क दैट दे हैव गिवन। अभी उनका
ओके,
फाइनल मैन्युअल अभी तक आया नहीं है, पर मैं आपको ये कह रहा हूँ कि वॉट एवर यू हैव डन, इट विल नॉट गो इन वेस्ट।
ओके, ठीक है, थैंक यू सर।
This is a broad framework that they have given. This is not a detailed framework that has come up. We should wait for it.
Sir, one question regarding project report, internship report, and field reports. Should we have to collect all the reports, project reports, or in a hard copy or in a soft copy, or we should only a list we have to prepare
But
regarding
if
the
you can see copy, but you keep it, everything is to be submitted in a soft format. So keep all your data properly in soft format. ये सबसे बड़ी बात आती है। तो ये नहीं, उसका रिपोर्ट वो नहीं पूछेंगे आपको पूरा का पूरा, और पूरा रिपोर्ट तो नहीं मांगेंगे, पर वो आपको क्या करेंगे कि उसकी समरी है क्या। फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी जो पिछला NAAC हो गया उसमें क्या पूछा था उन्होंने बाद में, इन द लास्ट फेजेस, आई एम टॉकिंग फ्रॉम 22 to 24 करके, कि हैव यू सबमिट, हैज द स्टूडेंट सबमिटेड द प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट, तो प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट की समरी दे दो। उसके बाद में कितने बच्चों ने पार्टिसिपेट किया था वो तो लिस्ट आ जाती थी, उनके टाइटल्स क्या है ये पूछा गया था,
यस
उनके
बिल्कुल।
टाइटल्स थे, उनकी एग्जाम हो गई है क्या, उनका इवेल्युएशन हो गया है क्या, उनको स्कोर क्या मिला है। ये डॉक्यूमेंट आपका ऑफिशियल डॉक्यूमेंट बनता है, क्योंकि उसमें सारे स्टूडेंट्स की लिस्ट आ जाती है, उसमें टीचर की सिग्नेचर आ जाती है, उसमें ऑथेंटिकेशन, वो डॉक्यूमेंट ऑथेंटिकेट हो जाता है। और फिर वो इंडिपेंडेंटली कहीं कहते हैं कि रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ना, पहले पूछते रिप्रेजेंटेटिव 4 बच्चों के आप रिपोर्ट्स के समरीज भेज दीजिए, फिर बाद में कहते हैं कि इन 4 बच्चों के भेजिए, यानी ये जो आपने दिए ये ठीक है, पर ना ये और इन बच्चों के भेजो। तो इसका मतलब क्या है कि वी नीड टू हैव द डेटा ऑफ ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स। और क्या है, कभी कभी कहते हैं कि इनके सर्टिफिकेट्स भेजो, पार्शियल कंप्लीशन का, रिपोर्ट का पार्शियल कंप्लीशन होता है, वो सर्टिफिकेट्स भेजो। सो दे आस्क अस डॉक्यूमेंट्स ऑफ दिस टाइप, सो देयरफॉर वी नीड टू सी टू इट, पूरा रिपोर्ट आपने नहीं किया भी होगा तो भी दैट इज ओके, बट सी टू इट दैट उनका एसेंस पूरा का पूरा आपके पास है, और जो बेस लेवल डॉक्यूमेंट्स है पिछले साल 3 साल के आपके पास बराबर रखे हुए हैं, दैट इज द मोस्ट
सर
इम्पोर्टेंट।
सर ये डॉक्यूमेंट्स हमें डिपार्टमेंट वाइज मैंने जो सिग्नेचर वगैरह करने हैं, ऑथेंटिक बनाना है डॉक्यूमेंट को, तो ये डिपार्टमेंट वाइज होना है या एज अ होल पूरे कॉलेज का हम
नहीं,
एक
आप
ही लिस्ट प्रिपेयर
डिपार्टमेंट
कर।
वाइज करोगे तो मिलना आसान हो जाएगा ना। आप कॉलेज का करके रखोगे, आईक्यूएससी के पास रख दोगे, आईक्यूएससी को कहाँ आप डॉक्यूमेंट संभालने वाली बॉडी बना के रख देते हो।
यस, और सर एक
आपका
क्वेश्चन और।
डॉक्यूमेंट आपके पास ही होना चाहिए,
नहीं
और
सर
जब
एक
आईक्यूएससी
क्वेश्चन।
मांगेगा तो आप उनको दे दो।
ओके, डिपार्टमेंट वाइज आईक्यूएससी को सबमिट करा देंगे।
जी।
सर वन क्वेश्चन, अगर कोई स्टूडेंट, फॉर एग्जांपल हम 3 इयर्स का डेटा इकट्ठा कर रहे हैं, अगर कोई स्टूडेंट फॉर एग्जांपल फर्स्ट ईयर में वो प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट पे है, सेकेंड ईयर में वो इंटर्नशिप में है, तो ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स के नेम रिपीट हो सकते हैं, फर्स्ट ईयर में कुछ, सेकेंड ईयर में कुछ, थर्ड ईयर में कुछ, तो ऐसा कोई मैंने ऐसा कोई रूल तो नहीं है कि स्टूडेंट्स के नेम रिपीट हो रहे हैं, कि वो बच्चा प्रोजेक्ट भी ले रहा है, अगले साल में उस पर इंटर्नशिप भी है, बिकॉज ऑफ पार्ट ऑफ द सिलेबस, अगर वो स्टूडेंट दोनों चीजें कर रहा है, एक फर्स्ट ईयर में एक सेकेंड ईयर में, तो हमें उसकी सारी चीजों को ही कंसिडर करना चाहिए।
आपका डेटा ईयर वाइज ही जा रहा है ना,
यस सर।
तो उसका नेचुरल प्रोग्रेशन भी दिख रहा है ना,
ओके,
सो दैट इज एक्सपेक्टेड ओनली ना।
राइट सर। सर इसमें कोई परसेंटेज का है कि जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आपने बताया था कि परसेंटेज पता होनी चाहिए कि इतने स्टूडेंट्स ने प्रोजेक्ट क्लियर किया, कितने स्टूडेंट्स ने इंटर्नशिप
देखो,
की।
अगर वो आपका, इफ द if it is compulsory for the student to complete the project work, let us say, आपके 100% बच्चों ने प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट करना चाहिए उसमें,
सर वो
unless there is
100।
an option given कि either a project or an internship, so then in that case also it will still be 100% only।
सर ये 100%, फॉर एग्जाम्पल फाइनल ईयर में इंटर्नशिप है बच्चों के पास, और मान लीजिए फाइनल
एक
ईयर
बात
में
सुन
62।
लीजिए, आपके सिलेबस में अगर होगा तो वो होना चाहिए।
नहीं नहीं सर, एग्रीड, वो 100% ही होगा, बट जब हम परसेंटेज कैलकुलेट करेंगे तो इट विल बी डिवाइडेड बाय द टोटल स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द मैंने टोटल स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स, और ओनली दैट द टोटल स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर
एक
क्लास।
बात सुन लीजिए, नंबर 1, with respect to affiliated colleges, if very specific, if it is a part of your syllabus, you are going to give the first document as your copy of syllabus which mentions that there is a project report।
राइट सर,
Now
नोटेड।
assume so that of the 40 courses that you are giving for, let us say, third year, मान लो आपके पास 40 कोर्सेस है, उन 40 कोर्सेस में से 10 कोर्सेस में प्रोजेक्ट वर्क के सिलेबस है, सिलेबस में प्रोजेक्ट वर्क के इंटर्नशिप है, यानी उस बच्चे को कहीं ना कहीं एक बार तो भी इंटर्नशिप आ रही है, तो सिर्फ वही कोर्सेस काउंट होंगे कि जिनमें इंटर्नशिप्स है या प्रोजेक्ट वर्क है या ओजीटी है या वॉट एवर इज देयर। बाकी के कोर्सेस इस पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशन के लिए काउंट नहीं होंगे।
राइट सर,
में है ही
गॉट
नहीं
इट।
तो कैसे काउंट होंगे, है ना? हाँ, तो
ओके,
फिर उतने ही काउंट होंगे, उसके अलावा कुछ नहीं काउंट।
ठीक है सर, ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच सर। नाउ द क्राइटेरिया इन चार्ज टू मैडम रचना।
Namaskar, sir. I am Rachna Kasana,
जी
criteria in charge of two. अच्छा
जी
सर, एक तो जो आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन में थे और मेरे पास जो एक फ्रेमवर्क है उसमें 2.6 तक है, लाइक पे एंड अलाउंसेस, फैकल्टी डाइवर्सिटी, फैकल्टी डेवलपमेंट, रिटेंशन, फैकल्टी स्टूडेंट रेशो। बट आपके में जब मैंने देखा वो बिल्कुल चेंज था। विच वन इज फाइनल
इसकी
सर?
वजह यह है कि आपके पास जो होगा वो शायद साउथ इंडिया का प्रेजेंटेशन आया होगा,
ओके सर, ठीक
और
है,
जो
थैंक यू
लेना है आपने वो वेस्टर्न डिवीजन का लेना है।
सर। वेस्टर्न ही है।
और दूसरी भी बात है, सुन लीजिए, फिर भी आपके पास कोई डाउट होगा तो उसका जवाब मैं दे देता।
ठीक है सर। दूसरा सर, एक बार आप एवरेज एक्सपीरियंस एक बार दोबारा बता दीजिए।
बहुत
2.3।
आसान है। मान लो कि आप 26 का एवरेज एक्सपीरियंस ले रहे हो, 2026 का एवरेज एक्सपीरियंस ले रहे हो, तो आज यहाँ पर जितने भी टीचर्स है ना, सारे टीचर्स, इनके टोटल नंबर ऑफ ईयर्स एंड मंथ्स ऑफ वर्क काउंट होगा। डेज भी काउंट कर लीजिए, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, ठीक है? तो जैसे किसी का तो भी 2 साल है, किसी का तो भी 5 साल है, किसी का तो भी 15 साल है, किसी का तो भी 20 साल। ओके, एज ऑन लेट अस से 1 अप्रैल 2026, ये आपने काउंट कर लिया। इन सबका अगर आपने एडिशन किया तो एक बड़ा नंबर आ जाएगा। अब इसमें वो जो बड़ा नंबर आ गया, दैट विल बी डिवाइडेड बाय द टोटल नंबर ऑफ टीचर्स जिनका हमने ये काउंट किया। सो यू विल गेट अ नंबर इन ईयर्स, मंथ्स एंड डेज, दैट वुड बी योर एवरेज एक्सपीरियंस, ठीक
और
है?
सर फुल टाइम जो आपने बताया था उसमें
सिर्फ फुल
एसएफएस के
टाइम लेना है।
कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल, एसएफएस कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल टीचर्स भी उसमें आएंगे?
हाँ, तो फुल टाइम है
अगर
तो
9 मंथ से
कॉन्ट्रेक्चुअल हुआ
ज्यादा।
तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता ना। He could be it could, the teacher could be a contractual teacher, but is a full-time teacher. We are not talking about contractual teacher. We are not talking about permanent teacher. We are talking about a full-time teacher. If the teacher is on a contract basis but is a full-time teacher, he or she will be counted as a teacher.
थैंक यू सो मच सर।
सर वो ग्रेडिंग जो आप बता रहे थे लेस देन 8 की कंडीशन में, जैसे एवरेज एक्सपीरियंस के साथ बेंचमार्क क्या है सर? कितना होना चाहिए एवरेज एक्सपीरियंस?
पिछला बेंचमार्क 12 साल का।
12 साल का, ओके। मैंने फुल स्कोर लेने के लिए इस मैट्रिक्स
12
में भी
साल का काउंट किया जाता है। NAAC का पुराना बेंचमार्क 12 साल का है।
ओके, ओके, थैंक यू सो मच सर। नाउ क्राइटेरिया इन चार्ज 3, डॉक्टर ललिता।
नमस्कार सर।
जी,
सर आपने 3.1 में प्रूफ नीडेड में बताया है फ्लोर प्लान, सर ये क्या मतलब है फ्लोर प्लान का मीन?
ओके। अभी आपकी जो बिल्डिंग है वो कितने मंजिलों की है?
3 सर, 3 फ्लोर है।
तीन तीन स्टोरीज है ना। अभी आपके फर्स्ट स्टोरी के ऊपर, फर्स्ट यानी ग्राउंड फ्लोर के ऊपर क्या क्या है?
सर क्लासेस हैं सर, फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड तीनों पे ही क्लासेस हैं। हाँ वो
नहीं नहीं,
सब।
तीनों पे नहीं। अभी मैं, मुझे सिर्फ फर्स्ट स्टोरी ग्राउंड प्लान पे क्या है इतना बताइए आप।
टाउन में प्रिंसिपल ऑफिस
जैसे
है।
आप अंदर आते हो, अंदर आने के बाद में क्या है, मुझे तो कुछ मालूम नहीं, ऐसे मैं पूछ रहा हूँ।
सर जैसे ही आते हैं प्रिंसिपल ऑफिस है सर।
आते ही आपको एक बड़ा पोर्च लगता होगा, उसके
हाँ
बाद में
जी,
प्रिंसिपल ऑफिस लगता होगा, उसके बाद में ऑफिस लगता होगा, उसके बाद में और भी कुछ चीजें हो।
ठीक है ठीक है।
अभी अगर उस पर्टिकुलर ग्राउंड फ्लोर का एक अगर आप पिक्चर बनाते हो,
सब मैप, ठीक है
हाँ, एक
सर।
मैप बनाते हो,
ओके सर।
जो एक आसान सा मैप है समझने के लिए,
हमारा कॉलेज ब्लॉक में डिवाइडेड है, प्रॉपर ब्लॉक है
तो
ABC,
वो
तो
जो
हम
है उसको फ्लोर प्लान कहते
अच्छा फ्लोर प्लान।
हैं। उस
ठीक,
फ्लोर के ऊपर क्या है उसको फ्लोर प्लान कहते
अच्छा ठीक है, समझ आ।
हैं
सर
जी।
एक और क्वेश्चन है मेरा सर कि 24-25 का डाटा जैसे हमारी AQR एवरी ईयर जाती है, अब तो उसके बारे में कोई डिटेल नहीं आई, कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन सर
एक
हमें।
बार आपने लिखनी नहीं है, पर डेटा सारा इकट्ठा करके रख देना है।
डेटा तो सर
AQR का दुकान बंद हो गया है,
अच्छा
ठीक है, AQR का दुकान बंद हो गया, इसका मतलब डॉक्यूमेंटेशन बंद हो गया ऐसा नहीं मानना है। सारा का सारा डॉक्यूमेंटेशन करके रख दो, उस फॉर्मेट में नहीं आएगा, किसी और फॉर्मेट में आ जाएगा।
नहीं सर,
माल
इसी
तो
10।
वही है, वही तो देना है, और क्या है।
ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है, थैंक यू सर।
पर सारा डॉक्यूमेंटेशन करके रखो, डॉक्यूमेंटेशन अगर करोगे नहीं तो डॉक्यूमेंट लॉस होता है। कल हम देखने वाले डॉक्यूमेंटेशन को, टुमारो व्हेन वी स्टार्ट, वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट विथ, एक्चुअली आई विल लाइक टू सेंड यू अ कॉपी ऑफ अ PDF। अगर उतनी हार्ड कॉपी आप बना के रखोगे तो बहुत अच्छा होगा, क्योंकि आप सब
डेफिनेटली
लोग इकट्ठा ही बैठे हो तो इट विल बी वेरी इजी। एक हम
श्योर।
रिप्रेजेंटेटिव डॉक्यूमेंट बनाएंगे ऐसे बैठे बैठे कल। So as
ओके
soon as this is completed, somebody please ping me, I am so and so, and I so that I can, or the accuracy coordinator, so I can send you some of the, आपको ये presentation भी भेजता हूँ और एक दो डॉक्यूमेंट भी भेज देता हूँ, उतने आप प्लीज उसकी प्रिंट निकाल के रखो, एक वन पेज डॉक्यूमेंट ही है, और हर एक को हार्ड कॉपी देना, वो बैठ के भरेंगे so that we
डेफिनेटली सर,
understand it better।
डेफिनेटली मैं जरूर आपके साथ कनेक्ट करती हूँ
जी,
रिगार्डिंग PPT, रिगार्डिंग डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, एवरीथिंग. So can we close today's session, sir, if you
any other
permit?
question to come? If you have
Okay.
any other question other than the criteria heads भी अगर कोई होगा तो पूछ लो।
Sir, we have two faculty members from DAV College, Karnal. So, may I request, is there any question from these two faculty members, Madam Deepti Sharma and Madam Kamal ji?
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you're the
Sir,
best
the
scene
session
teacher
was
over
really
here।
very informative and well structured, sir. The concepts were full of clarity and updated information. So, sir, we are very thankful to you, first of all. And we also thank the organizers. Sir, I had just a small clarification. Like when you were talking about the full-time teachers and the teachers, like we have contractual teachers who are serving for more than 10 months, like we can add them, sir, in there when we are just adding the proof, like their appointment letter and their experience letter, so we need to mention full-time teacher there also.
Yes,
It would be a requirement. And sir, also when we are advertising, there also I suppose we need to mention
yeah, you have to make a mention that he is a full-time teacher.
in the
For
experience
example, in
certificate.
Delhi case, like make a mention very close by, DU gives a appointment of 4 months, ad hoc appointments. They give continuous ad hoc appointments. There, what the colleges had a big problem. Delhi University had to give a letter to NAAC saying that if it's a DU college going for particular, kindly count them as full-time teachers. We cannot count them as full-time teachers because of the some legislation done in the at the government level. So therefore उनको बाकी सारे बेनिफिट्स मिलते हैं वहां पर उनको 4 महीने की अपॉइंटमेंट मिलती है, उनको कंटिन्यूएशन भी मिल जाता है, उनको सैलरी हाइक भी मिल जाती है, पर उनको 4 महीने की अपॉइंटमेंट होती है, ऐसे कुछ तो भी उनका पिक्चर था। सो दे हैड काउंटेड दैट, बट देन द गवर्नमेंट हैड टू गिव अ क्लैरिफिकेशन, गवर्नमेंट हैड टू गिव द डिटेल्स ओवर देयर। So that was very specific to DU, but for other institutions, if it is not so, see to it that your appointment orders make a mention it as a full-time teacher. Your advertisements make a mention as full-time contractual basis. That is absolutely okay.
Thank you so much, sir. It
Yeah.
was an enriching and valuable learning experience, sir. Thanks a lot. Looking forward to more tomorrow also.
Yeah, you can, and anyone can communicate me on WhatsApp. Please feel free to communicate. Only if I am busy, that time I will not be answering it out. That very day, your question will be answered. If you feel like talking, you can always say, sir, I wish to talk to you. I'll give you time. I'll tell you that, okay, I'm busy right now, but I'll call you, or I will call you in case somebody calls me and I have not replied. After the work is done, I will call.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot.
There is one general statement that I wish to make for all those colleges who are there. See to it that every year you do your academic and administrative audits. See to it that you have your policies in place. See to it that you do your gender audits on time. See to it that you have your green energy environment audits in time. See to it that you do COPO mapping properly. See to it that these are some very basics that you need to work it out. COPO mapping is very important. You please see to it that and you don't follow what your university says, because those people who have created those COs, they perhaps do not know what it is. It's not their fault because it was not there previously. And in case you need any help in this particular case, we can help you out. Yes, it's almost 3 o'clock.
So thank you so much. Myself, Dr. Bindu Roy, I'm the convener of this event as well as convener of research cell. And firstly, I convey my thanks to the DAV CMC for giving us this platform as well as for sponsoring this event also. Then I express my heartfelt thanks to our principal sir, Dr. Narendra Kumar ji. उन्हीं के लीडरशिप में, उनके विजन में हमें ये मौका मिला है कि हम सभी टीचर्स, कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल प्लस एडेड सभी टीचर्स को उन्होंने एक प्लेटफॉर्म दिया, एक मंच दिया और हमें टाइम भी दिया है कि आप 3 दिन तक इस नए NAAC फ्रेमवर्क से अवेयर हो और सभी फैकल्टीज की जो भी क्वेरीज हैं वो क्वेरीज वो 1-to-1 यानी फेस टू फेस वो आपसे पूछ सकें, तो इसके लिए मैं सर का तहे दिल से धन्यवाद देती हूँ. Then I express my sincere gratitude and thanks to sir you because जिस तरीके से मेरी आपसे बातचीत हुई थी इससे पहले, मैंने उसी बातचीत से ये अंदाजा लगा लिया था कि हमें आपकी बातचीत को बार-बार सुनना है और we are very blessed and we feel to have you as a resource person in this 3 days workshop. So big round of applause to Mr. Piyush Pahade sir. Now I express my thanks Madam Deepti and Madam Kavalji joining us from DAV Karnal. But last but not least, our faculty member from DAV Centenary College as well as non-teaching staff, those who have joined us in online mode, and all the faculty members joined us in offline mode. I express, being a convener, I express my thanks to all of you. But last not least, the IKSC coordinator, in absentia of Dr. Jitendra Dul sir, assistant coordinator Dr. Lalita Dingra ma'am, those who are also the convener of this event, as well as I express my thanks to the organizing team, Dr. Imrana Khan, Dr. Aarti Kumari, Dr. Nisha Singh, Dr. Rashmi Rathuri, Ms. Ravinder Kaur, and for the technical support, Mr. Pramod Kumar. So please, big round of applause for our organizing team as well as Mr. Pramod Kumar, because आज जो हम ये हाइब्रिड मोड में इतनी बड़ी वर्कशॉप कर पा रहे हैं, इसके पीछे एक क्रेडिट जो है वो प्रमोद कुमार सर का और मैडम रश्मि रतूरी जी को जाता है. और इसी के साथ मैं, जैसा भी सर ने आप लोगों को गाइड किया है क्राइटेरिया 1, क्राइटेरिया 2 और क्राइटेरिया 3 के रिगार्डिंग, हो सकता है आज आप लोगों ने इन क्राइटेरिया को सुन के जो क्वेरीज आपको एट प्रेजेंट माइंड में आई आपने आज पूछ ली, बट मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अगर आपको इससे रिलेट कुछ और भी क्वेरीज अगर आपके माइंड में है तो हम आपको दोबारा एक बार मौका देंगे उन क्वेरीज को सर से पूछने के लिए. और इसी के साथ हम सभी एक बार फिर हमारे प्रिंसिपल सर को धन्यवाद देते हैं कि उन्होंने हमें जो है ये मौका दिया और हम वेट करेंगे अगले 2 दिनों का भी इतनी ही क्यूरियोसिटी और ज़ील के साथ. तो थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन. थैंक यू सो मच सर.
Thank you. Can I leave?
Yes sir, sure. Thank you so much sir.
Thank you very much.
Sir, tomorrow we will join sharp 12:45.
Sure, not an
Yeah.
issue.
Thank you so much sir.
Thank you.